On here all right, so I'm going to speak to the camera and then everybody behind me we're trying to talk to both. So sorry everybody, you're gonna have to. Okay, I think we're back. Everybody back? All right. So for those of you who don't know, I'm the past president, current secretary for the CCIM Greater Los Angeles chapter. Jeff Alvey is, I'm not sure. Jeff, are you on the line? He's not. Okay, Jeff is out for today, but we'll keep going. Jamie, next slide. All right, first and foremost, we want to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors of these events and a lot of our volunteer, all of our activities would not be possible. So right now we have CoStar Group as our platinum sponsor, and then I'm going to keep going with our silver and bronze, our gold, silver, and bronze. We'll keep going. We today, ladies and gentlemen, as for those of you who don't know the structure of our broker forums, on every call we endeavor to have our sponsors engage with the community and to share their insights. Because the vendors that are part of our sponsorship, they all are valuable resources to you and your business. And what we endeavor as a chapter is to provide everybody with resources so that they can do more in their business, earn more income, and also understand about the resources that are out for your sellers and your clients. So today I'm going to present to you 10X. We have Tim and his colleague. If you guys want to come up in front of the camera, and we're going to have you guys both speak into the camera to our group and to us here, and I'll let you guys take it away. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell us more about what you guys do at 10X.
Yeah, I'm Tim O'Callahan, and this is
Tune Jekin.
we are the basically the market advisors for the LA region. So if you guys have any questions about 10X, feel free to reach out to either me or Tunes. We'll get our information out. And another note is 10X is a subsidiary or a wholly owned company of CoStar, which I used to work for. So 10X, for people that aren't familiar with it, I like to call it a transaction platform. We leverage the scope and breadth of CoStar and our reach. And it's really for sellers and brokers that I would say are serious about selling, right? So if you have properties that may have some issues, some contingencies, our transactions are all the due diligence is done up front. It's non-negotiable, non-contingent. The vast majority of our buyers are all cash. And the other thing, it's a very accelerated process. On average, it's 100 days from start to close.
Got it.
So, and another good thing for the broker audience here, absolutely no cost to your brokers or your sellers. 10X gets paid by the buyer in the event, only in the event of a successful transaction. So the very first thing we do, I'll make this really quick, is if you have a seller that wants to bring something on, we make sure that their pricing expectations are reasonable. We have a team of analysts that looks at that based on those requirements of non-contingent, non-negotiable. We analyze it and give you a range where we think we can help you sell it. At the end of the marketing period, we bring it to an online auction or live bid event. There's a reserve that's set that is pre-qualified that we do up front. And hopefully we meet or exceed that reserve. If we do, the seller is obligated to sell. But if we don't achieve that reserve, they're under no obligation to sell.
Got it.
And then after that, it goes to a 30-day close and the brokers get their full commission.
Fantastic, fantastic.
You want to add anything to?
Covered it all, excited to be here, and just like Tim said, we're listed closing less than 100 days and no cost to you or to your client.
Fantastic, fantastic. You guys got a few minutes for questions or?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Does anybody have questions on the chat? Because I have a few. I could start us off. So,
I have a question.
questions. Oh, go ahead.
What's your failure rate from closing of a transaction of an auction and then the buyer doesn't perform?
We like to put that around. We call it our, we call it our trade rate. You want to be a little bit more.
Go back, go back.
So last year was a little bit more challenging than previous years, especially the second half.
Okay.
There's overall last year was 56%. We could slice it and dice it for region, for asset type.
Right.
But yeah, it's 50. Just to give you an idea, the previous year was 72%. To
Got
give
it,
you a little
got
bit.
it, got it.
I think it's a very, very telling stat as to the state of the market,
Mhm.
especially in the last half. Big disconnect we saw between seller expectations and where buyers were already pricing in the risk. So
Do you guys do the underwriting to show the value, or you kind of take what the seller says?
we do on any listing we bring on is we have a team called asset review. It's not an evaluation, it's not an appraisal. We're gonna give you guidance and your clients guidance as to where we think the property can sell on our platform.
Okay,
And that takes in all the factors of a shortened marketing period, non-contingent, all the due diligence done up front, pretty much an all-cash transaction. So we factor all those into what we call our reserve guidance.
got you.
The great thing is, I'd like to point out, as being a former broker, this process where we analyze the property, where we work with you and your seller, and we give you guidance, that is all free. There's no commitment. We just want to make sure that if we bring something on, there is a reasonable chance of selling. That is the only way we make a fee, is if it sells. We didn't do that years and years ago. It's a bad business model. People would just bring stuff on, we didn't sell. And so we try to run a little bit more of an efficient business and set expectations up front, and that's why we came up with the process.
You guys send us an email afterwards. I have a property I need you guys to look at. It's a
Sure.
hotel.
And who is this speaking?
Dario.
Oh, Dario?
Dario.
I'll send out-
Absolutely, yeah.
We have him here on screen, so you're able to see him, he's able to see you, and
Greg right there in the bottom left, Greg's going through the process. Yeah, so, yeah, it's pretty painless.
yeah, so I do have a follow-up question. So I have had many conversations with brokers over the years where everybody, looks at 10X. First of all, looked at CoStar with some negative connotations, let's just put it that way.
Sure, I'm in the CoStar world.
So-
I know
So obviously 10X never did start with CoStar, but they are with CoStar now. But the thing is that I've had people say, okay, how are they cutting us out? How are they going to do this? Can you explain how you guys are actually adding more value? Because again, I know your trading room, your analysts, 10X can, again, this is just me kind of putting more color to it. With your asset review, being able to have a third party who's collaborating with you with your brokerage, giving your seller, hey, we have third party review and analysis. I mean, how does that help?
I would say for the broker perspective, it does give you a third party to kind of level set your seller's expectations, right?
Yes.
We're not buying it. We just want to give you an idea of where it would trade under those conditions. So if you have a seller that might be a little bit unrealistic, you can even use the review process to kind of level them down.
Level them down, yes.
I was a broker
Theme of
one time
23.
ago, with CoStar. I am very well aware of the reputation, and some of the negative things that come along with being such a big player in the industry. We were just talking about this yesterday. I would flip it on its head. This is the only service, and I've sold most of the CoStar services. There's no commitment, there's no long-term contract. We work listing or project to project. And the one thing that people, I heard was CoStar is the 800-pound gorilla, everybody has to use them. Well, when you use 10X, that's a great thing, right? Because we only make money if it sells. So we get this listing in front of everybody that touches the CoStar ecosystem.
Right.
So we give you a diamond ad for free. I'm sure you guys have heard about the Diamond Ants movement, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
So like a Diamond Ant here, in Pasadena would probably be $2,000 a month with a 6-month commitment. All that is free. So some of the things that make CoStar, have some of the, it's a positive, I think, when leveraging that.
And one other thing that you'll be dealing with approximately 400,000 potential buyers, qualified buyers from CoStar's global buying. That's
Fantastic.
another value add, right?
And the last thing I'll say, the brokers, and that's why we have this, that chart on the bottom, much bigger.
Yeah.
10X has gone through all sorts of reiterations and changes. At one time, they didn't require a broker like 10 years ago. They tried everything that. This is the model that works, is a broker is required on every listing. So we do have sellers that come to us and say, hey, we want to use 10X, or we require them to get a broker. We could recommend one, or we tell them to get one. But the number one thing that makes these transactions successful is a good and engaged broker.
Yeah, right.
We do have a failure rate, and that failure rate is generally has to do when the broker's not engaged. They don't feel like the seller's forced it on them. So yeah, the broker, and this is your listing. This is your client. We make that clear. You're still the star of the show. You're just leveraging our technology and our platform.
Right.
So do not think it's going to come on and we're going to, move you to the side. You still control the process.
Perfect. Just make sure you tell CoStar that they cannot roll out an asset management program. That's all. That's my 2 cents. Anyways, all right, gentlemen. Does anybody else have any questions online and also in person too? Thank you, guys. If there's any questions.
One last thing that I want to add before we go, 10X is a broker tool. We're not brokers, we're not a brokerage firm, we're not here to take deals away from the brokers. Our business model actually requires for us to partner up with successful brokers such as yourself, such as everybody on the call. So just want to throw that out there.
Sounds good. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We're gonna be sending out your contact info to everybody.
So the thing that, we have auctions about every 2 weeks. So when we bring it on and it gets approved and we decide to work together, we'll tell you what the next auction is you can make. What determines what, we figured out that an asset on our platform needs a minimum of 40 days in order. So typically, it's a very, I have a slide, but it's really about 100 days from the day we sign up to work together. We build out the website, we do all the preparation, that's about 10 days, we do the marketing, it's 40 to 45 days, we do a 2-day auction, and then a 30-day close. We put in a few buffer days and non-average buffer day. The last thing that being said, the great term is if you ever have a client or listing that has a date specific close that is needed, it needs to be closed by July 30th. We can determine the close date. So keep that in mind. That's one of the big value adds.
All right, I have one more question with development. How many people on the screen and in person deal with a lot of development deals? So, okay, so for development transaction, soil reports. All right, soil reports, very important. Foundational piece, understanding the base cost, figuring out grading, figuring out all the details. How do you guys work with development transactions? Because as you well,
Yeah, I'll be very honest, and like I said, we always want to set expectations. Development deals are much harder on the platform. Not saying that we don't do them,
right.
but you're asking somebody to do all their due diligence, put all that effort in upfront, and there's always still a few question marks.
Yeah.
So unless your seller is willing to discount that risk factor, sometimes it doesn't work out. Because in our, like I said, everything has to be done up front, the due diligence, so we do all the third-party reports, all that has to be available, and
Right.
sometimes it just can't.
That's the question. Have you guys done third-party reports where you guys have had, again, soil reports done?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we've done,
Okay.
so all of them are, every listing has a PCA, a property condition report, might not be in a development deal, environmental reports. And sometimes there's even question marks, like sometimes the phase 1 will hint to a phase 2.
Right.
And it's up to the seller if they want to provide that or not, but if they don't,
Right. We have,
buyers have to, they discount that in their bidding, so we try to, so development deals are more difficult.
got it. Okay, well, that's helpful. That's very helpful.
Well, yeah, so when you bring stuff on, that's the sort of stuff we'll discuss.
But they're doable, by the way.
They're doable.
We're not gonna turn them down.
That's all that matters. They're doable. They're doable.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate your time. Thank you, guys. We'll give everybody their contact information. Somebody can clap. There you go. Everybody online, you guys can either clap or your waves. Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now, so our listing presentations, for those of you who haven't been on these calls with us, I ask questions. I encourage everybody to ask questions. This is how we build community. Learning about the product type, learning about the deal, again, the key deal information for those of you who are younger brokers, learning about the key elements of these transactions so that you can then sell it to your clients and have a higher likelihood of a transaction. So we'll get started. So go ahead, Jamie. All right, so we have Robert with the Minton Boulevard transaction. Are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Morning, Robert. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Sorry about that. My headset, my pods are dying down. Okay, so what we have here is Heska's Sugar Shack. So welcome to Heska's Sugar Shack. This is a coffee shop and residential, two structures on one lot. The lot is a little over 15,000 square feet. Two buildings now housing a coffee shop, but it has a commercial kitchen that any concept could go in there. It includes, it's on the way to Big Bear, if you're not familiar where Menton is, but it's on the way to Big Bear near University of Redlands. And it's a great destination for locals to hang out, exhibit art, and because it includes an entertainment license, beer and wine license, and the building itself, the restaurant portion of it with the commercial kitchen is 2,000 square feet, and the residential dwelling in the back is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath at 900 square feet. The price has been adjusted to $925, and we are still waiting for 2022 financials, so I should have those soon. As soon as I do, they'll be posted up on our website, and then you can review that. The rental unit would lease for approximately $2,200–2,300 a month, in addition to the income from the restaurant. Pre-COVID, it was doing about a little over $10,000 a month, and I think the numbers are back up there again, but as I say, I'm still waiting for financials from the sellers. So that's Heska's Sugar Shack in Mentone.
This and the real estate for sale? Price is both?
So I'm having a hard time.
All right, what I was saying is that.
There we go.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that.
Okay, perfect. So is this for the business and the real estate or just the real estate?
Everything, business, the and the structure, and the
Inventory. Got it.
everything, everything. Sorry.
Got it. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you so much, Robert. Any questions, anybody? Going once, going twice. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Rubik, you're up. You want to come up to the camera or in person? They can hear you actually, but again, some people can't see you. So it's just, they'll see you there and then you can just talk to us. Over your transaction.
Good morning, everyone. This is the property, it's a development piece. You can do apartments on it. The developer has done a very creative approach. This is a lot with one structure on it. The rest is a parking lot and vacant property close to the downtown Chinatown area. Has a 450 feet frontage by 100 feet deep. So the developer has taken the approach of splitting the property in 3 different parcels, and each parcel they're proposing 49 units plus 4 ADU. So total of 53 units. First project has been submitted So the other two can be identical. The asking price is about a $15 million. Project, first project has been submitted for 49 units plus 4 ADU. Very profitable project. This is a developer that picks up properties and he entitles them, gets the process started. And then if they sell it, they sell it. If not, they kind of develop it.
Perfect, perfect. Is this ready to issue permits or where are they at in the development process?
They've submitted the plans on the first phase of the project, which is technically 53 units. And it's in plan check, so the reason they've broken this project in smaller in City of LA, discretionary approvals, if it's 50 units or less, is by right, so you don't have to such a rigorous, lengthy process. Larger projects go through more community dealings and
Hearings and so forth.
so this is the key. So they've done it 49 units plus the 4 ADU.
Got it, got it.
So technically, the buyer is gonna buy a property and be able to do 353 units for 159 units total. And the risk is less, smaller construction load, less complications. You finish one, you're leasing, you start the second one, so ongoing process. This is, okay.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody online? All right, Rubik, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And for those of you who are also online, and for those of you who don't know this, I didn't plug it in earlier, but we are live streaming this on YouTube. We do have this on our CCIM website, or excuse me, our YouTube channel. And the great thing about today is that every time you guys present anything you guys do, it's for the public, and you guys are welcome as CCI members to be able to use that content for your marketing. So that's why we always encourage everybody to come here. We have a camera, we have a mic, we have a presentation. Use it for your marketing. So thank you, Rubik. We're going to go move on to the 254 East Union Street in Pasadena. Tell us more about this
This
deal.
is the parking lot that creative approach again. Parking lot was purchased from an office building owner that by right they're supposed to park their car. As long as you agree to replace the parking with underground parking, you can take advantage of the airspace above it. So the FAR, the square footage, you can build. So that's the approach taken here. So the developer has proposed 59 apartments with about 2,500 square feet of office. This is literally back to back to Colorado Boulevard on Union. So literally next to the historic post office, half a block from Paseo, Colorado. Proposed project is 59 apartments, again, 2,500 square feet of office with 2.5 levels of underground parking. Some of the parking, again, whatever is required for the building, and about 50 or so parking spaces belong for the use from Monday morning, 7 a.m. to Friday, 6 p.m. So the owner of the parking, technically, is going to pay about a $50,000 annual rent. Plus, you get to use your parking from Friday night to Monday morning. So you have a second use that you can generate additional income because you're close to Paseo, Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Now, there was a proposal to build a hotel across the street, so parking could have been used at the highest time period, basically Friday night to Monday morning. So project is RTI, all the plans have been approved. Construction drawings have been approved. This is a lengthy process in City of Pasadena. It takes about 4 or 5, if you know what you're doing, it's not 6, 7, 8 years. So this is RTI, somebody can literally pull the permit and start the construction.
Fantastic. Wow.
Okay.
Perfect, perfect.
Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions online? No questions. Great project. Thank you, Rubik. Wow. RTI Pasadena. Wow, you don't hear that every day. It's awesome. So, all right, we have another one. Rubik, you're popular today. We got a lot here.
This is City of Alhambra, a prime corner. Basically, when you exit the northbound 710 freeway, you exit Valley Boulevard, which is about 2-3 minutes west of his property. So there a lot of traffic on Valley Boulevard coming from the 710 or going to 710 from Atlantic or Fremont. It's a good corner, about 18,000 square feet, with an alley in the rear. The owner bought it to develop a car wash, got into some political issues. Basically, city kind of approved another larger car wash close to Atlantic, and basically turned this project down and created a lot of mumbo jumbo. So basically, said, the hell with it. I don't want to deal with this city. But there's 2 existing restaurants on it. One is Ernie's, the other one is Aloha. They're paying rent. They've been there a long time. The owner, I think, is it can be looked at a development property to put in it fast food with the drive-through, which is a lot of cities that are not allowing drive-throughs. It's a corner with an alley in the back. Or you can look at it as the investment property. So the one of the tenants, Ernie's, is asking for a 5-year lease. So the owner is receptive, going to sign the lease with a right of cancellation after 3 years. Any entitlements by the time you process permits, there's about minimum 3 years. So sellers looking for about a $2.5 million price range. A lot of due diligence has been done on it. So it's a nice piece. You can look at it as an investment or as a bank. Any question? By the way, Ratkovich Development Company of Fremont is proposing about 800 units, which is about 0.6 miles from this property. On Fremont. So a lot of customer base, demographics is just improving tremendously. There's a lot of litigation between Ratkovich and City of Alhambra. But I think that would be resolved and the project is going to happen because Ratkovich doesn't come and just propose. They got the muscle to do it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruben. Next one, it might be you. Hold on. I'm gonna have a bet. Uh-oh. I see, hold on. I think I have a battery change. I got a message from the audience. Thank you. This was our test one, so bear with us for 1 second, one technical difficulty. But I do come prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I do have an extra battery. Okay. Thank you. How's that? Okay. 4920 and 4922 West Fountain Avenue. I know this street, so go ahead.
Good morning again. This is in Hollywood or East Hollywood. Literally, Kaiser Permanente Hospital is at Sunset and Edgemont. This is literally 100 feet from Edgemont on Fountain, a block down the street from Kaiser's Hospital Medical Facility. There's on Vermont Sunset, you have 3 hospitals, Presbyterian, Children's, and Kaiser. And all 3 hospitals combined are expanding next 10 years, about 1,000,001 square feet. Kaiser has bought 2 large properties they're going to develop. Their plan check. Rents are about $3.50 to $4 a square foot. A lot of projects are proposed. This is a single lot. That by right, it's our 3 zoning you can develop. With a tier 3 density bonus, City of LA, 16 units with 2 affordable units. Plus you can put ADU units. So developers proposed project is 16 units in a very simple 1-level subterranean, 4-level type 5 construction, very inexpensive, simple. Project of 16 units plus 4 ADUs. Basically, you're getting 20 units, looking for about $1,600,000 to $1,800,000 price range, depending on how long an escrow. A lot of units are 1-bedroom single. Currently, there's a duplex on it, renovated, it's generating close to $4 a square foot rent, total of $6,300. There's a garage, if somebody wants to convert the garage to an ADU and generate another $2,500. neighbors are asking for extra parking for $100 a month at this location. It's got 5, 6, large parking area. So it's a dynamite area, a lot of attraction. Hospitals are expanding, so it's a great project.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Any questions?
No questions yet. Next, Rubik, we got more from you, Rubik. I think Rubik has 8, so we're almost there.
Linden Avenue, this is again a Long Beach dynamite location, literally half a block from Ocean main corridor. It's a parking lot, again, creative approach has been used, so again, you replace the parking with the 2 neighboring property owners. It's an RTI project, mixed use, 82 units with about 3,500, 4,000 square feet of retail space. There's an alley in the back and a sale next to it, so literally 3 sides wide open. RTI project, 82 units, mostly 1-bedroom and singles. No affordable units, no cost of commission fee. There's a lot of additional fees that new projects are exposed to. This doesn't have any of that. 2 levels underground parking, 2-level parking, the ground, and then 6 levels on top. Again, RTI, pay a median 6, 7, pull the permit and develop it. This is a keeper if somebody wants to buy it and develop it. Neighbors, again, they get their parking back in the property and that takes care of it. Any questions? Developers looking for about an 8.5, so it comes out to about $100,000 unit, ready to go.
Wow. Thank you so much. There we go. I don't think we have much development folks on the line, but we have I think we have your last one. Go ahead, Rubik.
600 North Rosebery Boulevard, Pasadena. This is in East Pasadena, Hastings Ranch area. Great desirable residential commercial area. 0.6 miles from the Metro Stone Line station. Basically the 210 freeway, Madre exit with a lot of retail employment. Across the street, there's the GM Design Center that has been put there. A lot of retail. This is an office building, sits on about a 2.2 acre of land, 93,000 square feet with 575 feet of frontage, 160 to 170 feet in depth on either side. The proposed is keep the office building until you entitle it. Development approaches split the property due to the frontage in 4 to 5 parcels. So reduces the risk, gives you a lot of flexibility. You can propose apartments, condos, townhomes, senior housing, affordable housing. On one side, there's an office building that is also for sale, so you can expand the project in. So you can break this up in 4 or 5 phases. Projects take about 4 or 5 years to entitle in Pasadena, again, if you know what you're doing. Interim, you use the basically rental income to cover the carry cost. Asking is 15 million. I think that there's a deal to be made between 12 to 13 million dollars. Sellers looking for a short escrow. A lot of due diligence is done. Our consultant has prepared an analysis on it, what you can do with it, what is the best approach. On development project, basically we do a lot of the homework up front, as the 10X guy said. So, and then when a buyer comes to the table, we know if the project is a go or no go, numbers are going to make sense. Rather than some of the firms just put it up there, buyer beware. A lot of work is being done on this project. Thank you. Any questions?
Is there a tenant in place?
Just a quick comment for you on the property highlights. Looks like you're referencing Burbank Boulevard project on the, City of Burbank project related to the Pasadena. And so,
Yeah, the property highlights there appear to be from my listing, which looks like it's coming up next. I think that just got crossed up in the slides.
Sorry about that. We'll make sure our team, I think that might have been a mix up on our end. But But yeah, I think the price point, the lot size, all that, all those details that he said were accurate. So we'll make sure we get you a copy of everything, guys, with the updated information. Sorry about that. But we'll move on to the next one. Greg.
Hello. Good morning,
Good.
all. So yeah, this is 409 through 411 North Victory Boulevard. It's one of 3 properties that we're selling on the block. Unfortunately, for those who want to buy a lot of land and develop, my clients do not own the 2 parcels in between the 3 that we have here, and we're not looking to sell them contingent upon getting those. But this is a 4,400 square foot freestanding building right on the alley that separates the shopping center that's at the corner of Magnolia and Victory from the strip of retail in line facing Victory. It's currently half vacant and half being used as storage for the seller's business. You'll see in a moment, the seller operates the Supply Sergeant retail store a couple doors down. They're a military surplus store, so they have some storage in this building. We can deliver the building vacant. We're asking 2.4 million for this particular parcel. It comes with 6 tandem parking spaces in the back, has a rear loading door to the unit that's being used as storage. Great visibility from a main and main intersection in the city of Burbank at Magnolia and Victory.
What kind of uses can you do at this property? Like what has historically been there and what do you think?
Retail, it's been retail in the past. The vacant space most recently was a vape store and hookah accessory store. I think they also did cell phone repair. So you can see it's kind of built out as a retail showroom in the one photo with the red and black ceilings. That's the 2,200 square foot retail space. The other space is pretty raw shell, kind of just dead warehouse space as of now. But it'd be great for an owner user looking for some office and storage or retail and storage, or to actually finish off the other space and set it up as some other commercial use.
Fantastic. Does anybody have any questions? No questions. All right.
This is 419 North Victory, 2 parcels over from the one I just spoke about and directly adjacent to the existing Supply Sergeant store. This is a small unit, about 1,250 square feet on 3,000 square feet of land. It's currently being occupied as the corporate office for the company that operates Supply Sergeant. They have multiple retail stores. It was a family-run business. The patriarch who owned and operated the business passed away a few years ago. Everything's being sold and the business is being closed down. So you'll see a few of these deals today. But this is a separate parcel, freestanding building, 1,250 square feet, pretty much a wide open space with some desks set up as an office with a restroom in the back. Gated parking in the rear, and a great little owner user opportunity.
Fantastic. Anybody have any questions or once, twice? All right, Greg. Well, thank you very much. You gave us a lot of great deal story.
Yep, and this is the 3rd piece in the block. This is 501 to 507 North Victory. This is the Supply Sergeant store. You can see that it looks to be a few separate storefronts that had all been combined. So if you're an investor and you want to split this up into 3 or 4 smaller retail units as a rental opportunity, you can do that. This is about 9,500 square feet of building on 11,588 square feet of land. We're asking just under 4 million for this piece. And again, Supply Sergeant, they will be shutting down the business. We'll deliver this vacant either at close of escrow or with a very short leaseback period to wind down the business ops.
Got it. Greg, so I think I have a question regarding the ownership. So was the person who passed away a veteran?
You know, I'm not sure, actually. He started supply sergeant like 70 something years ago. I mean, I think they've been around in Hollywood and in Burbank since the 50s or 60s. It's a good question. I don't know if he's a veteran. I'll find
No
out.
problem. I have more questions. I'll reach out to you all offline.
Okay.
Anybody else have any other questions? No? All right, we'll keep going. Thank you, Greg.
Yep. This is the supply sergeant in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard, 6662 through 6668. The supply sergeant store is currently operating in 6662 through 6664. And then the building with the black storefront is a vacant former custom t-shirt shop. The total building is about 9,260 square feet. 2 units of roughly 4,600 square feet each. They also own the private pedestrian alley behind the building that goes out to the west to Las Palmas. We're asking $5,889,000 for the real estate here, the 2 parcels, the building and the alleyway as well. There are no recorded easements or covenants with the neighboring properties or the business owners to be able to use that alley. However, they are using portions of it for their trash and other loading purposes. But as far as we can tell, there's no written agreements to allow for that. So you could, as a user or an owner, control that land. This is a couple blocks east of Highland, just 3 buildings over from the corner of Las Palmas, directly across the street from Musso and Frank. The sign on the roof there is a historic sign. You've seen it in movies like Hollywoodland. It's a big sign with a soldier on it that says Supply Sergeant. That will be removed from the building and donated. But through the city's sign program, I believe we could get something else permitted to go up there while that sign still remains. And then once you have a permit for a new sign, we could have that removed and donated.
Fantastic. Good to know. Good to know. You have any other questions on this one? Yeah.
This is a single tenant net leased deal in Tallahassee, Florida. It's a Goodwill donation center. They've got a little less than 5 years remaining on it. We're asking $1,250,000, which represents a 5.49 cap rate on the current NOI. Tenant's been there for a while. It's a regional operator of Goodwill. They operate about 38 locations between Florida and Georgia. And a great opportunity for someone looking to plant some cash in a pretty stable location here, right outside of downtown Tallahassee. This is a Ventura Connection shopping center at the northeast corner of Ventura and DeSoto in Woodland Hills. It's about 64,000 square feet of building on about 2.5 acres of land. It's currently operational, 94% occupancy. We project about $1.1 million NOI for 2023. We're aiming for a deal at a 5 cap. However, because of Measure ULA and the issues that it would pose if we sell after March 31st with $1 million plus additional transfer tax, I can do a deal closer to a 6 cap, which would be somewhere in the 18 to 19 million range if we had someone move very quickly. We were in escrow with a developer. They were unable to perform because of the tenant that they had in tow. But as a result of that deal, we have a brand new clean phase one, an Alta survey, a zoning analysis. So we have everything ready to go for a buyer to do their diligence. All you'd really want to do is physical inspections and a deep dive into the leases and other documents. But like I said, we're looking to move quickly, and if we move quickly, you can get a pretty good deal on this property. It does not work for an apartment developer, so don't bring apartment developers. If you want a commercial development or a investor looking to just enjoy the cash flow or land bank here, it's a great opportunity. These are the Bakersfield properties in the Supply Sergeant portfolio. There's 3 properties here that are contiguous. This is a small lot, about 6,200, I believe the buildings are 6,270 square feet here. I think the land's a little larger on this parcel. These buildings are pretty much functionally obsolete. They're in disrepair and probably need to be raised. So for this small parcel of land on its own, we're only asking $250,000. The play here is probably to purchase all 3 of the contiguous parcels as one package, which is about 1.5 acres of land and about 25,000, a little less than 25,000 square feet of building improvements. And for the 3 combined, and you'll see the other 2 in a moment, we're asking $3,050,000. Go to the next one. So this is another parcel here. There's this is a 12,000 square foot metal frame warehouse building being used by the Supply Sergeant for storage. It sits on, I don't remember the exact land square footage now, but again, combined with this piece, the one I just mentioned, and the one I will mention next, it's about 1.5 acres total. For this one alone, we're asking $1 million. But again, all said, we will be in for $3,050,000. This is the final piece in those 3. This is the Supply Sergeant retail store in Bakersfield, 3530 Chester Avenue, the 10,000 square foot building sitting on a nice corner lot at Chester and 36. It's the piece that connects the other 2 together. For this one alone, we're asking $1.8 million, or again, combined with the other parcels, which would be about 1.5 acres and 28,000 feet of GLA, $3,050,000.
All right, well, thank you, Greg. Really appreciate all your portfolio here.
Thank you. Appreciate the time. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or want to discuss the opportunities.
Sounds good, Greg. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. All right, we're gonna keep going through this. We have a total of 24 listings, so we're gonna try to get through this with time, guys. If you don't have any questions, if you guys can hold your questions to reach out to them directly. Let's try to get through this in the next 5 minutes if we can. So Dario, take it away.
I'm going to go quickly through these because I got to jump to a meeting as well. So this is part of a 3 parcel portfolio, non-contiguous, all in kind of the Echo Park hi-fi area. This is an existing single family home zoned RD15. Yes, you could build on it, but I think the house is big enough that you can do a junior ADU and then convert the garage to another ADU to get to 3 units. But you could build 4 units here should you want to. We are not on the market yet. We'll be on the market probably by Monday. 1.3 million, really looking at all cash offers because the property is vacant and needs a lot of work. Next. This is not the same portfolio, but this is in South LA, corner of 79th and Normandy. It's an existing childcare preschool. Could be for development of multifamily. You could do 25 units with density bonus, or you can do unlimited if you do 100% affordable. Corner lot, 7,000 feet, C2, 1.3 million. Probably sell it at 1.2. Next. This is the same owner as Burlington. This is on Berendo in Santa Monica, a couple blocks from the Vermont Santa Monica station metro, where they're building a few thousand units over there. The property highlights are incorrect, but this is could be a fourplex as well. It's in the SNAP. It has SB 330 clearance for the project above, which was an 8-unit or 7-unit, I don't remember. So we do not have SBA clearance, but the house has been vacant for a few years now. So the fact that you have SB 330 might be able to convert and get approval for SB 8 and build a fourplex in a prime location. 1.25, we'll probably do that at 1.2. So this is also same owner on, go back to Kenmore. I don't know where those pictures came from, but this is also, you could build, this is in prime Los Feliz, walking distance to the downtown. You could build 7 units here. It is RD15 with tier 3, so you could do a density bonus. You could do 100% affordable here and have a limited density, just limited by FAR, which lets you also skip the SNAP, the Vermont station, Western Vermont station specific plan, which would make it a lot easier, but 7 units could be done here without, not inclusive of ADUs. This is Orange Grove. We have a letter of determination for a 16-unit project plus an ADU. This is not RTI, will not be delivered RTI, but will be delivered vacant. We're on the market right now at 2.2, probably do the deal at 2. Next. This is the same owner. Again, letter of determination for 12 units plus an ADU. Won't be delivered RTI, but it will be delivered with vacant duplex and the letter of determination. This is in the Palms area, basically Robertson and National, so walking distance to downtown Culver City. Next. This is a 2 fully gutted, fully remodeled fourplexes side by side in the nicest part of LA, Melrose Place. You could redevelop this at some point and build 36 units plus ADUs. All these tenants are are paying top dollar rent. Rents range from $4,500 up to $9,000. Both of these fourplexes were gutted to the studs and fully remodeled. They are all 2-bedroom units. We're selling this at around a 4.5 cap. And there is assumable financing that's very attractive. This is a vacant, fully gutted and remodeled 12-unit former motel. It is a half a block from Midtown Crossing. Owner spent about $1 million in remodeling. They're all little tiny studios averaging from 150 to 220 square feet. This would be perfect for a furnished short-term rental, housing, affordable housing operator, or convert it back to a motel. 8 parking spots. This is not.
All right, thank you so much, Dario. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Nora. Thank you. Nora, are you on the line? She's not on the line. We're gonna keep going. Keep moving. Becky, are you on the line? We're gonna keep moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for our listing portion. For those of you, again, who are new to the programming and new to the, who are new to our programming, what we do is we, in essence, put together all of our education events at the end of our broker forum to keep you guys all on board. For those of you who have not taken the foundation course of the CCIM, this is exactly that, the foundation course that gives you a lot of different aspects of discount cash flow analysis, market analysis, looking from it from a tenant perspective, lease versus own, and also look at it from an investor's perspective.
And again, foundation course touches all of them in a great way. And we actually have one coming up here, March 28th and 29th. The 2-day course. You guys can see more about it on our website, but mark your, save the date on your calendar. It's with the West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors. So we appreciate, are you with the association?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'll do
Awesome. Good. I see you. So the next one, we also have all three, same location. We have a CI 101. For those of you who have not taken your first CCIM class, CI 101 is the, I would say, a very transformational course. And for those of you who are online who have not taken any corporate finance classes and kind of get scared, not scared, but just get intimidated about the IRR and understanding net present value, this course is just for you. This is going to be able to teach you all the foundational pieces of corporate finance and how it works with commercial real estate to get you guys up to a level where you can understand it easily, do in-depth analysis for a variety of different product types, and again, start your path with the PIN for your designation. So the next one is CI 102, that is market analysis. So that is where you're able to then take a deep dive into a market analysis, understanding employment factors, understanding demographics, and again, it helps you understand how to use the tools with the CCIM Institute. So this is a great course, and for all of us who are PINs, who have our PINs, great refresher. As you well know, there's new technology being introduced about how to look at market data. We've had, they're having updates. So again, I'm sure CI 102 will also have updates, so we'll be able to get more new information and new sources of data. But with the Institute, they always keep up. But that's our plan for the 2023 in-person courses. So next slide. We have our next upcoming event. We have a webinar with Brickworks. For those of you, how many people don't know anything about Brickworks? No? Okay. Well, Brickworks is one of our sponsors. What they have in essence is software that will be able to assist you with development transactions all over Los Angeles. So this is going to be a great webinar for you to understand about the technology. They're again acutely here in Southern California. And we're going to have our speaker, the founder, John Jones. So it's coming up February 22nd at 10 a.m. It'll be via Zoom. So everybody will also have the report. Keep going. All right, next month, March 15th, mark your calendars. We're going to have another broker forum. Again, we have it planned here for the next.
Might change location just to move it around.
We might change the location for those of you who are online, we missed you today. We'll be able to give you guys updates as to where we're going to be at. But again, we're going to have a broker forum either on Zoom or in person, and or at specific here in Pasadena. We'll keep you guys updated. For those of you who have listings who want to learn more, again, you guys see how our format, we give you the opportunity to share more. And again, this is all recorded online. You're able to use this content for your business and to share with your clients that you're speaking to an audience. And again, email our admin here at ccimla@ccim.net. So next slide. And that's pretty much it, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you guys join us for our membership and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and let's go get them. Close the deal.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.
Thank you.